All right, I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakha Kodash. Welcome to another GMS on the move, but parked. Pretty much, the title of this one is They May. Now, I was watching Elder Pastor's video, um, the last one he just did, and he spoke about the Cheyenne Mountain retreat or bunker, which we've been talking about that the last couple of days, but I personally I forgot the name of it, but they're starting to bring, they've been bringing people in there, um, to shelter in place for what's coming. So they may release something in the air, they may release something in the water, they may, in this forcible lockdown, they may, make people, mandatory for them to get tested, and they may have stuff in the those kits that they're testing. But something is looming, and I just found out that tomorrow here in Bridgeport, Connecticut, they plan on issuing a stay-at-home, warning. So pretty much everything is locking down. Lord's will, today, before the end of the day, I want to roll through um, some of those hospitals, through the emergency room, just drive-bys and film it, and show that there's no mass people running to these hospitals, sick, as they're saying. But yeah, these devils, they're moving quick because they know that they're trying to implement their new world order soon. So there's a purpose and a reason why they got all these people hunkering down in place and sheltering in these different bunkers, the Cheyenne Mountain bunkers. And scripture speak about, though they climb up to the top of Carmel, that's what the Lord's going, the hand of the Lord's going to take them, no matter where they go. Now they may release some pocket nukes or cause some type of major disaster in a few places, here in America and abroad. We're just waiting to see what's going to go down, but we know that the Lord Yahweh Bashem El Shah is going to take care of us, so we don't have to worry about that. This is real quick. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 11. This is going towards the jakes out there who the Lord is going to bring judgment upon, because you have a lot of Israelites out here that are not taking heed to the warnings that are happening. And now that things are starting to pop off, people are nervous. This is one guy that lives in my building. I'm kind of cool with, this Italian cat. And, usually says, what's up? He said, what's up to me, but he had on the face mask, and he went to turn the car on to let it warm up. He was all, you could see he was all nervous, and, he was just moving like frantic, kind of little frantic, So, my mind, I'm like, these people, they got these people trained, man, So let's see what goes down, because Jake Surgeon, I believe he was, said that this is going to be the Pearl Harbor or 9/11 of this time, or something along those lines. Let's see what they're going to do, because there's a reason why these people are hunkering down, and anytime there was a major event, that's what they would do. I was watching last night, a Deep Impact, where you had so-called asteroids coming to destroy the earth, and you had a lottery where people went to hunker down in this mountain retreat, and that's pretty much what's going on right now. So we don't know if they might set off a pocket nuke, or if they might set off something in the air to get people sick, or to set off something in the water, or what the case is, or just a plethora of things happening worldwide, so that they can implement their new world order. This is Isaiah 65:11. But yeah, they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain. This is dealing with 2/3 of the nation of Israel that prepare a table for that troop. And the troop is Esau. And they're preparing a table for Esau because they are pushing forward his agenda. You know, they vote. You know, they uphold and uplift this society. They believe totally in America. They believe totally in Esau and his bullshit in this system. You know, which is nothing more than the reincarnation of the Roman system. You know, which pretty much in modern day times they're upholding and praising. You know, and believing that this place is for their benefit. It says that prepare a table for that troop and that furnish a drink offering unto that number. And they are furnishing a drink offering unto that number because they're upholding this society. Therefore will I number you to the sword. So the Lord got them numbered to the sword, and that number is 2/3. And when you break down 100% into 2/3, it equals 66.6%, which there you got your 666, or those that are pretty much given over to the beast, you know? So 2/3 of Israel are going to be taken, you know, in whatever Esau puts out there. Like the scriptures say, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Is there a drive-through for Dunkin'?
Yeah, right back there. If you keep going back, it should be. Oh no, I guess not. Sorry. There was. I think there. I think it was. They might have closed it down.
So you enter this way, or you gotta go back home?
Well, that one in there, that side is closed. So I don't know if it's back there.
Yeah, it can't be.
No, it's closed off.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. All right. You're welcome. Hey, well. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer. And the Lord's calling Jake, but they're not answering. They ain't listening to the Most High. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So pretty much, they are not doing the things that the Most High is pleased with. And this is why these calamities are coming upon Jake and about to really clamp down on Jake out here. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat. The ones that listen and paid attention, which really, when you get down to the nitty gritty, Jake is rebelling against the Lord because the Lord is controlling both sides because he has a purpose and he has a plan. And that's the ultimate understanding of it all, you know? Therefore, thus saith the Lord power. And the reason why the elect are the elect is because the Most High chose them to be the elect. And the reason why they do the things that are pleasing to the Lord, because man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So at the end of the day, the Most High is controlling both sides, you know, and he's bringing it to pass the way he sees it fit, the way he wants it, because he has a plan, you know. And pretty much the plans of the Lord is pretty much to teach the world, you know, of what wickedness is and what the penalty for being wicked is. Overall, bottom line, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but you shall be ashamed. So the ones that are numbered to the sword are going to be ashamed. They're going to be thirsty. They're going to be hungry. And the lesson earlier we read in Leviticus 26 about the pestilence that the Most High is going to bring upon Jake. You know, so the Lord said there were going to be pestilences. So whatever the Lord said is going to happen. He said there were going to be famines. There's going to be famine. There's going to be a thirst of water. There's going to be cannibalism coming back. You know, so we don't know what these devils are planning on doing. But one thing we do know is that whatever it is going to bring about that time of trouble, such as was never since there was a nation on the earth. It's going to bring the time of Jacob's trouble, to where it's going to be no doubt that it's the time of Jacob's trouble. And these idle shepherds, or these hirelings that have been telling Jake that nothing's going to happen to them, there's not going to be any time of trouble, they're going to have to eat their words, you know, and they're going to be dealt with, because pretty much they put Jake to sleep. Because whenever they hear their leaders tell them that there's not going to be anything, there's going to be peace, then they put them at ease. Which really, that's not the right spirit to be in, because a watchman would be blowing the horn, and in blowing the horn, they would be warning the people, and the part of the warning the people is letting them know what's coming down the pike, which is the pipe and the pike. you know, the pipes and the turnpike, so to speak. But they're not doing that. They're pretty much telling them everything is going to be all right, and everything's not going to be all right. The Most High has a plan. He has a purpose. Just like Yahweh told those women back then in the city of Jerusalem, if thou would have known what belongeth to thy peace, but now it is hid from your eyes. And it's the same thing today. These things that are happening, even though it's happening right in their face, it's still hid from Jake's eyes. What's really coming? So that's why it's interesting to see what they're going to do this week. And remember, these devils that speak smooth words, but war was in their heart, they've been telling the people, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. You're still going to be able to move about. You're still going to be able to go work out. You're still going to be able to do this. Your doctor's appointments, your this, your that, pay your bill, blah, 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 blah. But what's happening? They're surely but surely shutting down. And it's them that's creating this havoc that's coming. So these devils are devious, man. So these are leaders that are telling Jake that nothing's going to happen. The Lord's going to deal with them. And Jake is going to get caught up in it. That's what the scriptures say. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh arm his flesh. You see? That's not talking about just following the man, you know, or you a man follower. You know, look, the Lord set up men to be followed, you know, but you have to know when the man is ordained of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua or not. Bottom line. And if you're part of the elect, you will be able to see that. It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but you shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So what's coming is not going to be something like, you know, you hear a gunshot or some loud noise and you get a little startled. Nah, there's going to be something that's going to make people howl for vexation of spirit, because they're going to be in such a state of derision and such a state of calamity, such a state of hopelessness, you know. They're going to be desperate, in a state of desperation because of what's coming. It says, and you shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for the Lord power shall slay thee and call his servants by another name. So a lot of these Israelites are going to be slayed out here in these streets. They're going to be put to death. And Elder Gabar did a lesson, which I didn't get a chance to watch, something about Trump and something about mass death coming. So whatever they plan on doing is they planning on bringing mass death to the people, because they want to cut down the population of the earth. The population of the earth is almost 8 billion. It's about 70. It's about 7.8 billion right now, quickly heading to 8 billion. So if they want to maintain humanity under 500 million, that means they have to cut off almost 7.5 billion people now to have that perpetual balance with nature, to cut everything down. And pretty much those people, that handful of people left compared to the rest of the population of the world, they need to control them. So what better way to control them than by this microchip, you know, which is the mark of the beast. All right. So, but, you know, like the scriptures say, you know, the men of the Lord are going to be all right. So we have to see, since these military men and different officials are running into these bunkers, the elite are already in their bunkers, more than likely, every last one of them, because they know what's coming. You know, they're rolling out this 5G technology. The towers are going up everywhere quickly. You know, people are getting sick, you know, from the radiation from the 5G. People that are working on that technology are getting sick. You know, so it remains to be seen what they're going to do. You know, and years ago, we had spoke about something called the Rain of Fire, I believe it was, or the Ring of Fire, which was a series of events that they were going to do around the world, you know, that would bring about this so-called New World Order. So we need, you know, we watching to see what's happening, what's going on. But regardless of what it is or whatever they plan on doing, the Lord said that he would, matter of fact, let me read that and leave you with that in closing, which is something we read on a regular, but it's pertinent to these times. Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, meaning the Most High disappoints their devices, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, because this is very crafty what they're doing. They're shutting down the whole world systematically to bring in their agenda. But the Lord said he's going to disappoint them. It said that their hands, meaning their power, cannot perform their enterprise. And what is the enterprise? Novus Ordo Seclorum, the new order of the world, or the new order of the ages. It says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, because this same way that they're setting up this system is going to bring about their demise. It says, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong, because they don't do anything without counsel. Scriptures even say you're not supposed to do anything without counsel, but their counsel is wicked. That's why the Lord said that they are wearied in the multitude of their counsels, because they've been having these think tanks go on for years, and having these think tanks come up with these different scenarios, and having a lot of different distractions and false flags, and diverting people's attention away from the real issues. But now that they're ready to implement their new world order, they cut off the circuses, which made the people focus on mainly what's going on right now. And in this so-called pandemic, which is really scaring the people, they're passing legislation right underneath the noses of the people, and they're not even knowing what the hell's going on. And now they're surely cutting away the bread. First they cut off the circuses, now they're slowly but surely cutting off the bread. And it's gonna get worse, But the elect of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai will be straight. All right. So it says they meet in darkness. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. So pretty much they're going down, and we're coming up. Lord's will we be those elect. And it says, but he saveth the poor from the sword. And what is a sword? It represents this new world order and the destructive way in which they're going to be bringing it in. It says, from their mouth, which is what? Their legislation and the way that they are operating and their plans. From the hand of the mighty, because like King David said, who will lead me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Well, not thou, O Lord, that didn't go out with our armies? Because the Lord is the Lord of hosts, the Lord of Tazabawath, the Lord of the armies. And he's sending one of his armies back, which is Yahushai and the angels with the chariots, to take this devil out and to deliver his elect. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth at the mouth, because they're boasting about implementing this order, but the Most High is going to stop their mouth when he puts a kibosh on their enterprise. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. So the Lord is the one that's going to make us whole and make us upright and make us sound in body and in mind. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee, and the destruction shall not touch the elect. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So it's going to get nasty out here, man. So this is going to be a very interesting week. Let's see what happens. Personally, I don't see it going back to normal, but if it does, it does. But what is normal? People's minds are already fucked up. You can't go back to how it was prior to this whole shit, because now people are spooked, just like with the 9/11 thing. Everybody's waiting for a terrorist to blow up a building or something like that, because their minds have been effed by what they saw in 9/11. So with that, you just wanted to, make mention of that real quick. Lord's will, you brothers have been edified. To the next time I say shalom.